Today we're going to learn how to find cube roots or how to simplify cube roots. So let's take one that looks like this. A cube root is kind of like a square root, but there's a little 3 right here. So we're going to find the cubed root of an 8. Okay, what that means is some number times the same exact number times the same number is going to be equal to 8. So these will all be the same number. So 1 times 1 times 1 is equal to 1. That's not the answer. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So the answer is 2. Okay? Now there's another way of doing it. We can take the same problem, the cubed root of 8, and we're just going to simplify it. So what that means is you just break it down. How do you get 8? Well, I get 8 by 2 times 4. Okay, so you have to do that again. This is a prime number, only 1 in itself goes into it, so you can keep the prime number. And I like to cross them out so I know I've used it. And then this is a composite number. There's more than 2 factors in there, so we're going to break down the 4. And 4 is 2 times 2. Now all of these are prime numbers. They can't be broken down anymore, so we're done. So the number is 2 times 2 times 2, and they want to know, well, what number times itself 3 times is equal to 8, so the answer is 2. I circle 3 of a kind and take it out, so I know the answer is 2. All right, let's do another problem. The cubed root of 27. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to break down 27, and that would be 3 times 9. Okay, we're going to do it again. Cubed root, make sure you always write that little 3 there. If you don't, it means it's a square root. Here's a 3. I cross it out. And I'm going to break down this composite number of a 9. And 9 would be 3 times 3. Once you have all prime numbers, you can't break them down anymore. So I circle 3 of a kind, and there it is. So the answer would be a 3. Okay, let's do a little bit more of a challenging problem, because it does get a little tiny bit harder. Okay, let's do the cubed root of 125. Okay, so you're going to break down 125. And that would be 5 times 25. I have 5 quarters. Okay, you can break down, the 5 is already a prime, so don't break that down. Cross it out. 25 you can break down to 5 times 5. And there's a 3 of a kind, so we're done. So the 3 of a kind number is a 5. So the cubed root of 125 is equal to 5. Okay, now let's do another one. The cubed root of 54. This will be the last kind of basic one, and then in a minute it's going to get a little bit harder. 54 is 6 times 9. So we're going to break down the 6. That's 2 times 3. Cross it out so you know that you used it. Break down the 9. That's 3 times 3. Okay, now you're going to find 3 of a kind. Right here there's a 3 of a kind, so take that number out. So 3 is going to be on the outside, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and the cubed root of 27 is a 3. Cross the bubble out. Now, I forgot my little 3. Make sure you have that. Left over is a 2, so we have to keep the 2 underneath still, and that would be the simplified answer. Notice it got a little tiny bit harder with that problem, so we're going to do another problem kind of like that one. Okay, here we go. The cubed root of 48. So this one won't be as easy as the other ones. 48, there's a lot of different ways of doing it. 2 times 24, 6 times 8, and it will all get the same answer at the end. So it doesn't really matter what you pick. I'm going to do 6 times 8. 6 is 2 times 3. I broke it down, cross it out, and 8 is 2 times 4. Cross it out. So this is 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 4, 8. I'm just breaking down the big composite numbers. Okay, here's a cubed root. Here's a 2, write it down. Here's a 3, write it down. Here's a 2. And this 4, I can actually break up a little bit more. I'm going to break it up to 2 times 2. Now you want to find the cubed root, so you're looking for 3 of a kind. Well, here's 3 2s, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to circle those, take them out. So the answer is 2. Okay, then you write the cubed root again, and left over on the inside after this little bubble is gone is a 2 times 3. And that kind of looks weird. We can't break that down anymore, so you just kind of put it back together. So the final answer is 2 cubed root. 2 times 3 is 6, and that would be the final answer. Okay, I'm just going to do 2 more problems, and then we'll be done with cubed roots. Here's the next one. Cubed root of 64. If you want to, you can pause the video now and try to do this problem by yourself, see if you get the right answer, and then push play to see if you got the right answer. 64 is 8 times 8. 8 is 2 times 4. The other 8 is also 2 times 4. Okay, here's a cubed root. Here's a 2, write that down. 4, I can break it down to 2 times 2. And this is why you want to cross them out because it gets confusing. There's a lot of 2's and you don't remember which one is which. This one was this one, and the 4 was the 2 and the 2. Okay, now I'm writing this one. I'm going to write a 2 there and break down this 4, which is a 2 times 2. Wow, this one looks kind of interesting. There's a lot of triples, right? So here's a triple. Here's 3 of a kind. Take that number out. Cross it out. And here's a 3 of a kind also. So you're going to have to take that number out also. Now, when you take 2 numbers out, you have to multiply the results together. 2 times 2 is 4, and that would be the final answer. And notice there's nothing left over on the inside, so there's no more cubed root. Okay? What this answer means is the cubed root of 64 means that 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is equal to 64. So taking the cubed root, they just want to know what number times itself is equal to the number on the inside. Okay, last problem is going to be a little bit more challenging, and that would be the cubed root of 432. If you have big numbers, typically if it's an even number, you always know 2 goes into it, so I know that 2 goes into it. And 2 goes into 432 216 times. Okay, 216 is an even number, so I know it's 2 times 108. So I'm just going to keep breaking it down. Okay, here's a 2, write it down. Here's another 2, write it down. Now you have to break down the 108. Well, I know it's even, so it's 2 times 54. And now we're finally in our multiplication tables. Now I can do it a little bit easier. Here's a 2, cross it out, 2, cross it out, 2, cross it. Oh, and it's already a triple, so I already know I'm going to take something out. But now we have to break up the 54. 54 is 6 times 9. Okay, cubed root, 2, 2, 2. I'm going to break down the 6, and that's 2 times 3. Now I'm going to break down the 9, and that's 3 times 3. Okay, and here's the fun part. You got to pick all the triples. So here's 3 of a kind. Take that out with no cubed root anymore. And, oh, here's another triple. Take that one out. Cross out the bubble. That's gone. Cross that out. Oh, there's a 2 left over right there. So we have to keep the cubed root still then. And the 2 is still underneath, so keep it underneath. Now, it's not 23. It's not 23. It's anytime you have 2 numbers on the outside, you have to times them together. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then it'll be 6 cubed root of 2. And that will be the final answer.